And welcome everybody to a Thursday evening presentation of New Jersey Pilots baseball. Jared Greenspan here with you inside the booth at Doc Young Field in Madison, New Jersey, on the campus of Drew University, where the Pilots at 9-16-1 take on the visiting Jersey Stallions at 7-20. Well, this long, winding 2-month season is nearing an end. It's the final 3 games of the regular season for New Jersey, beginning with a standoff this evening versus the Stallions. The Pilots sit in 7th place in the ACBL with 45 points. They're 3 points behind 5th, but more pertinently, 9 points behind 4th place, with just 4 teams making the postseason. Stallions come in last place with 41 points. Last series for the Pilots, solid against the Metros, 2 wins, 1 loss, and the ever unconventional extra innings tie in that final game of the doubleheader on Saturday. Pilots Stallions will have first pitch and lineups when we come back in just a couple of moments. You're listening to Pilots Baseball. Don't go anywhere because we'll be right back. And back at Drew University in Madison, New Jersey, getting set for first pitch. First game between the New Jersey Pilots and the Jersey Stallions. The Pilots are on the field just now, so let's take a look at the lineups for both sides this evening. First for John Downey's Jersey Stallions, entering the game at last place in the ACBL with a 7-20 mark. Anthony Montecero leads off in center field. Joseph Sacavento plays first base and hits second. Brett Patton in the 3-hole manning right field. Thomas Radigan hits cleanup at the hot corner. C.J. Orego, the catcher this evening, batting 5th. He's followed by Carter Groen, the designated hitter, batting 6th. Jimmy Montalvo hits 7th in left field. Nick Signorelli, the shortstop, hitting 8th. And Nick Santacross, the second baseman, rounds things out, hitting 9th. And the Stallions send right-hander Chris Mattioli to the mound this evening. Comes in 0-2 with a 6.46 ERA. He'll be making his 10th start of the year. Now for Mike Kalb's New Jersey Pilots. Enter the game 9-16 with 45 points. Good for top 5 in the ACBL in hits. Ethan Dadabo catches and hits 5th. Nate Miller batting 6th in right field. Tony Silva playing left field, hitting 7th. Liam Horton manning the hot corner, hitting 8th, and Robert Klawans hitting 9th as the designated hitter, with Hayden Strychars, the left-hander, towing the rubber. Strychars enters the game 2-2 with a 6.19 ERA. He'll be making his 3rd start of the year and 6th appearance for the Pilots. Anthony Montecero toes into the right-hand side of the batter's box. Strychars toes the third base side of the rubber into the windup. His first pitch is popped foul straight overhead. 0-1. First pitch time 5:10 p.m. First pitch temperature 83 degrees. Overcast skies with sun doing its best to peek its way out beneath the clouds. Strychars into the full windup. The 0-1 pitch is a fastball that tails low and away. Ball 1. Strychars last pitched exactly a week ago, Thursday here at Drew against the Bergen Metros. Here comes his 1-1, and it's a fastball fouled straight back to the screen. 1-2 to Montecero, leading things off for the Stallions. And in that appearance on Thursday, Strychars threw 3.1 scoreless innings in relief en route to a Pilots victory. The 1-2 pitch Fastball misses low and in below the knees, and it's 2-2. Montecero hitting .309 on the year, one of 4 Stallion hitters with an OPS above 800. The 2-2 pitch. Fastball rolled foul up the third base side, and we'll do it again. Montecero, Spacavento, and Pattern. 1-2-3 for the Stallions. The game just underway. Strychars kicks and deals the 2-2. Fastball sails high, shoulder length, and it's 3-2. Strychars has run a full count to Anthony Montecero, leading off the ball game. Here comes the lefty's 3-2 pitch. Fastball at the knees. Strike 3 called. Montecero flipped the bat away in anticipation of a walk, but he's rung up on strikes for a big first out to begin the day. 1 up, 1 gone, and in steps Joseph Spacavento. Left-hand hitter makes himself comfortable in the batter's box. Just underway here at Doc Young, Pilots and Stallions. No score in the top of the first. Hayden Strychars, the southpaw, towing the rubber for the Pilots. These two teams were supposed to begin their 2-game series on Tuesday. Strychars into the windup. His first pitch to the left-hand hitter is a curveball that runs inside for a ball, 1-0. Mother Nature, however, had other plans. Torrential downpour postponing Tuesday's game. 1-0. Taken below the knees, skips in on a hop, and it's 2-0 to Spacavento. Big power threat, 3 home runs from the left-hand side. Strychars with the 2-0. Curveball bends behind his back and sails to the backstop on a fly. And Strychars, after striking out Montecero to begin his afternoon, falls behind Spacavento 3-0. Strychars working from the third base side of the rubber, twists home the 3-0 pitch, and it's a fastball that misses in tight, ball 4. Joseph Spacavento does not take the bat off his shoulders, works a 4-pitch walk, and the Stallions have their first base runner with 1 out and Brett Pattern coming to the plate. Let's check out the defensive alignment behind Strychars this evening. Silva, Stone, and Miller left to right in the outfield. Liam Horton at third. Kevin Hager at short. Connor Dreyer at second. And Jack Caridian at first. First pitch fastball catches the outside corner to Brett Pattern. 0-1. And Ethan Dudabo rounds out the battery with Hayden Strychars sitting behind the plate. 0-1 the count. Strychars from the stretch deals. Curveball well high, floats above the helmet, and it's 1-1. Brett Pattern at the dish, left-handed hitter. Second consecutive lefty up here against the southpaw Strychars in the first. Big lead aboard at first for Spacavento. Strychars with the leg kick and now snaps to first, and Spacavento in standing up. Pilots wearing their home red uniforms with blue lettering, blue numbering, Pilots written in script across the front, blue caps and red bills. The 1-1 home. Lofted foul overhead down the third base side, and it's 1-2. Stallions, meanwhile, wearing their road blue, sky blue uniforms, white numbering and white lettering, and a big Stallion logo smack in the front. Strychars with the 1-2 pitch. Punched foul straight back to the screen, and we'll do it again. Pattern, left-handed hitter, batting just 133 of the season. Strychars looks towards first. A long pause, and Pattern calls for time. No score. Pilots and Stallions just underway from Doc Young Field. Spacavento on at first with 1 away. Strychars working from the stretch, eyes the runner at first, and now the lefty deals home. And a swing and a miss. Chased a fastball on the outside half of the plate for strike 3. Second strikeout, second out for Hayden Strychars. Spacavento still aboard at first, and Thomas Radigan, another left-hand hitter, coming to the plate. And Radigan first in the ACBL with 6 home runs. Left-hand hitter takes a first pitch fastball low and away, comes in on a hop, and Dabo with a nice backhanded scoop to hold Spacavento aboard at first. Pilots enter this one on a one-game tie streak. The 1-0 catches the corner at the letters for a strike with a fastball, and it's 1-1. Last time out, Pilots went to extra innings. Only go 2 extra innings in the ACBL, so New Jersey ended in a 1-1 stalemate with Bergen. The 1-1 home fastball rides high at the shoulders, and it's 2-1. 2 outs. Spacavento aboard at first in a scoreless game in the top of the first between the Pilots and the Stallions from Doc Young. 2-1. Wave and a miss at a fastball chased below the knees, and it's 2-2. Streichar is looking to work around the 1-out walk. He's already struck out 2 in the frame. 2-2 the count to Thomas Radigan. Streichar deals. There goes the runner. The pitch inside. Dabo with the throw, and it's to the back side of the bag. And in sliding is Spacavento with the stolen base. 3-2 now the count to Radigan as the fastball ran inside. And the Stallions have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. CJ Orego would be next if Thomas Radigan can keep the threat alive for the Stallions. The 3-2 pitch. Curveball bends inside. Ball 4. Radigan spins his back out of the way. Second walk of the frame issued by Streichar. And the Stallions threatening here in the first. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. Both base runners have reached via the walk. And CJ Orego will come to the dish with a chance to give the Stallions an early lead. Streichar towing the third base side of the rubber as Orego waves the bat in the air in a couple of circular motions. First pitch home to the righty. Taken at the letters with a fastball for a strike, and it's 0-1. Orego hitting .238 on the year with a .661 OPS. He'll call for time. Spacavento, the runner, on at second. Radigan on at first. Each drew a walk. Streichar looking to sidestep trouble early. The 0-1 pitch. Bounce to third, a foul ball hooking down the line, and it's 0-2 on the Stallions catcher. Stallions ride a 3-game losing streak entering play today. 7-20. Last place in the Wolf division in the ACBL. Streichar looking to work around an early threat. 0-2 the count. The lefty deals. There go the runners. The pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3. They expanded the strike zone vertically, chasing a fastball. And Streichar is able to work out of the jam. No runs, no hits, 2 left. Heading to the bottom of the first. No score. Pilots and Stallions. We'll be right back. You're listening to Pilots Baseball. Welcome back to Doc Young Field. You're listening to Pilots Baseball. No score, Pilots and Stallions as the Pilots get set to bat in the bottom of the first. Aiden Streichar sidestep trouble in the top half of the inning to hurl a scoreless frame, and now the Pilots bats will look to get going against the right-hander Chris Mattioli on the mound for the Stallions this evening. Mattioli, making his 10th start of the year, enters play with an 0-2 record and a 6.46 ERA. He's thrown 23 2/3 innings pitched, struck out 22 batters, allowed 21 hits in addition to 23 walks. Let's take a look at Mike Kalb's lineup this afternoon for the Pilots. Jack Caridi leads off, followed by Connor Dreyer, then Kevin Hager and Tyler Stone batting fourth. Ethan Dadabo, the catcher, hits fifth. Nate Miller batting sixth. And it's Silva, Horton, Klawans, the lower third of the batting order for New Jersey. And Mattioli has completed his warm-up pitches. Jack Caridi, left-hand hitter, ready to make himself comfortable in the box. Caridi digs on in. Mattioli's on the mound ready to go. And the lanky 6'1" right-hander, towing that far first base side of the rubber, kicks and deals the first pitch home to the left-hand hitting Caridi, who shoots it foul down the third base side out of play. 0-1. Caridi, Dreyer, and Hager, 1, 2, 3 in the Pilots' batting order, due up against Mattioli here in the bottom of the first in a scoreless game. The 0-1. Slap towards short, over the head of the shortstop, and down in left center for a base hit. A seeing-eye single over the backhand of Signorelli at shortstop, and Jack Caridi leads off with a single. Here steps Connor Dreyer, right-hand hitting second baseman. Mattioli last appeared a week ago, Thursday against Trenton, threw 3 innings and was tagged for a couple of runs, also struck out 3. Working out of the stretch, first pitch to Dreyer, popped up. The catcher sheds the mask. Orrego hoping for a play, but it's out of room. And it's 0-1. Connor Dreyer batting .346 on the season with a .976 OPS to lead all Pilot hitters. Second on the team with 18 hits. Caridi aboard at first after the leadoff single. 0-1, the count to Dreyer. Mattioli's pitch, taken in the dirt, blocked nicely by Orrego, and it's 1-1. Pilots have had some trouble offensively over the past couple of games. Scored 1 run in Game 2 of the doubleheader on Saturday after being blanked in Game 1 of that doubleheader. The 1-1 to Dreyer, taken below the knees with a fastball, and it's 2-1. Caridi aboard at first in a scoreless game. Nobody out, just underway, bottom of the first. Pilots and Stallions throw over, and Caridi straying a little far from the bag, but he's in with a slide. Two and one the count to Dreyer. Another throw over, another close play, and Caridi in safely. Mattioli, a Fairleigh Dickinson product, stands at 6'1" and 180 pounds, working from the stretch, deals home and misses high and tight to Dreyer, who spins his head out of the way. Has that head on a swivel. Helmet nearly came off in the process as he avoided the inside fastball. 3-1 now the count to the Pilots' second baseman. Caridi with a bigger lead on at first. Mattioli comes home, and Dreyer takes high and tight with a fastball, ball 4. The first 2 hitters in the Pilots' order reach, and here comes Kevin Hager. With runners on at first and second and nobody out, Hager will look to give the Pilots an early lead. Mattioli from the stretch, runners lead off first and second, nobody out in the first. First pitch to Hager, in tight and off the knob of Hager's bat. 0-1, fastball riding in on his hands. Hager couldn't quite shoot his hands back in time. The defensive alignment behind Chris Mattioli this afternoon. Manavano, Montecero, and Patton left to right around in the outfield, and then around the horn in the infield, it's Radigan, Signorelli, Santa Cruz, and Spacavento third to first, with Orrego doing the catching of Mattioli. 0-1 the count to the shortstop, Hager. Here's the pitch. Pulled to third, and it gets by Radigan going down the line. Caridi digging for third. He's going to be waved around. The relay throw to the plate by Radigan, and they have Caridi in a rundown. Dreyer busting for third, Hager to second, and they'll slap the tag on Caridi. Oh, zany play. The Pilots run themselves into an out. Caridi is nabbed in between third and home, caught in the rundown for the first out of the inning. He does not come around to score. The base runners, besides Caridi, do well, though, as Dreyer advances to third and Hager to second, hustling while Caridi was in the rundown. So runners at second and third, one away. No runs home, still scoreless, and Tyler Stone digs in as the infield steps in. First pitch to the right-hand hitter is a fastball high and tight for ball one. So Hager with the single down the line. Caridi thrown out at the plate. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch to Stone. Taken in the dirt. Blocked nicely on a hop by C.J. Orrego, who thrusts his body in front of that one. And the count 2-0 to Stone. Stone leads the Pilots with 25 hits, trying to get the Pilots on the board first here. The 2-0. Fly ball left field, hit decently well. Manivo shading towards the line, makes the catch. Here comes Dreyer. The throw to the plate is up the line, and Dreyer's in standing up with the first run of the game. Sacrifice fly off the bat of Tyler Stone. Connor Dreyer just beats the throw, scores the game's first run, and the Pilots lead here in the bottom of the first, 1-0. In steps Ethan Dodabo into the left-hand side of the batter's box. Kevin Hager aboard at second and 2 outs. A run home for the Pilots in the bottom of the first to take a 1-0 lead. Mattioli still working from the stretch. His first pitch home to Dodabo is golfed foul at the plate, 0-1. Dodabo, a .209 hitter, leads the Pilots in a number of offensive categories, including RBIs with 12, walks with 22, and on-base percentage, which currently sits at a cool .400. 0-1 the count. Mattioli lifts his leg and comes home with a curveball that snaps in along the inside corner for a strike, and it's 0-2. Hager with a short lead on at second. He's shadowed by the shortstop Signorelli, who plays behind him. 0-2 the count to Dodabo. Here's the pitch. Fastball taken on the outside corner, strike 3 called. So Dodabo goes down looking to retire the side, but not before the Pilots strike first. One run on a couple of hits and one left. End of one from Doc Young. Pilots lead 1-0. You're listening to Pilots Baseball, and we'll be right back. Top of the second here at Doc Young. Pilots take an early 1-0 lead over the Stallions thanks to a sacrifice fly off the bat of Tyler Stone. And so it's 1-0. Hayden Strychar is staked to an early lead as he gets set to begin his second inning of work. He'll face 6, 7, and 8 in the Stallion batting order. That's Carter Groen, the designated hitter, Jimmy Montvano, the left fielder, and Frank Signorelli, the shortstop. Strychar has worked around a 1-out walk to pitch a scoreless first. Struck out 3 batters in the process. Carter Groen digs into the right side batter's box. Strychar has toes the rubber. Working from that third base side out of the full windup, his first pitch home is a fastball taken in and tight for ball 1. Carter Groen hitting .216 on the year with an .842 OPS. Strychar deals the 1-0, laced to short, right at Hager, picks it on the line for the first out. Kevin Hager had that lined up perfectly. One hard hit out for Strychar here in the second. Jimmy Montvano, left-handed hitter, digs in. 4th left-handed hitter through 7 batters in the Stallions lineup against the southpaw Strychar, who kicks and deals. First pitch curveball rides in for a strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Strychar's pitching for a lead with the first time today, working quickly, and he gets over the curveball on the outside corner, 0-2. 1-0 Pilots here in the top of the second. 1 out, nobody on for Montvano. Quickly in an 0-2 hole. The pitch. Skied in the air center field. Stone started in, drifting back, has it lined up, and makes the one-handed catch. 4 pitches and 2 outs for Hayden Strychar here in the second. Up comes Frank Signorelli, the shortstop. Right-handed hitter steps into the box. Strychar's lurking on the mound, ready to go. 2 outs, nobody on in a 1-0 game. Pilots makes the one-handed catch to retire the side. 3 cans of corns for Hayden Strychar. Pitches a scoreless second. No runs, no hits, none left. Heading to the bottom of the inning. Pilots up 1-0. You're listening to Pilots Baseball, and we'll be right back. Bottom of the second, Pilots on top, 1-0 here at Doc Young Field. Bottom of the second here at Doc Young Field. Pilots on top of the Stallions, 1-0. Chris Mattioli into the windup. His first pitch to the right-hand hitter, Nate Miller, is a breaking ball that floats around the outside corner for a ball, 1-0. Mattioli beginning his second inning of work. Out of the windup, the 1-0. Breaking ball bends low and away, 2-0. Miller, Silva, and Horton, 6, 7, and 8 in the Pilots' order, up against Mattioli in the second. 2-0 pitch. Popped foul straight overhead on a fastball, and it's 2-1 to Nate Miller, the right fielder, hitting .219 on the year, coming off a strong series against the Metros. That included a 3-hit game. 2-1 pitch. Fastball taken at the knees for a strike, and it's 2-2. Mattioli just looking to get settled in. Knocked around a bit in the first inning. 3 base runners and 1 run. 3-2. Popped foul, right field side. Drifting in foul territory is the first baseman, along with the second baseman, Santa Cross, who makes the catch in foul ground. A twisting foul ball that had 3 fielders chasing after it. It was Patton, the right fielder, and the first baseman, Spacavento, both in the area, but it's Santa Cross to flag it down and make the play. 1 out, nobody on. Pilots up 1-0 here in the second. Tony Silva, right-handed hitter, digs in. Mattioli out of the full windup deals the first pitch to Silva, and it's a fastball, head high for a ball, 1-0. Mattioli works from that first base side of the rubber, very far end of it. Opposite of stride charge, it works from that third base side. 1-0. Silva pops it foul, tailing down the right field side out of play, and it's 1-1. Tony Silva, 174 hitter on the year, one of the Pilots' more consistent players in terms of just showing up every day. Leads the team with 86 at-bats. The 1-1. Breaking ball floats in a little bit high, and it's 2-1. Liam Horton on deck for the Pilots here in the bottom of the second, up 1-0. 2-1 to Silva. Fastball cranked left field down the line, and it hooks foul. Silva well in front of a middle fastball. And he'll trot back to the plate with a 2-2 count. Mattioli being ordered to slow down a little bit here, working at a brisk pace. Here's the 2-2, and Silva goes down swinging. Fished the changeup on the outside half of the plate for strike 3. 2 outs, nobody on, and Liam Horton climbs in. Right-hand hitting third baseman, batting in the 8th spot this evening. Pilots on top 1-0. Mattioli standing on the mound ready to go. His first pitch is a fastball low, but that's not going to count. Horton was not ready. And Mattioli, in order to throw a pitch, has to make sure that the batter's head is geared towards the mound. And Horton's head was clearly looking down, still adjusting himself in the box. And Mattioli threw the pitch, so it's negated. And now Mattioli will step off. And he's a little disgruntled that pitch was not called. Now first pitch to Horton is fouled straight back, and it's 0-1. And the home plate umpire is not happy with the Pilots' first base dugout, giving him some heat for not ordering Mattioli to work a little slower, because at that point it gets unsafe if Mattioli's throwing a pitch when the batter's head is not facing the pitcher. Two outs, nobody on for Horton after this ado. 0-1 the count. Mattioli deals, and Horton fouls a fastball straight back at a play, 0-2. Robert Klawans would be next if Liam Horton can give the Pilots a 2-out base runner. 0-2 the count. Mattioli with the pitch, and Horton straightens that one out on a fly ball first base side. Spacavento calls a few steps behind the bag, makes the one-handed catch to retire the side. Mattioli matches Strychar's with a 1-2-3 frame of his own. 1-0 Pilots as we head to the third. You're listening to Pilots Baseball. We'll be back in a few. Pilots lead the Stallions 3-0 here in the top of the third at Doc Young Field. Hayden Streichar is standing on the rubber, ready for his third inning of work. He'll face 9, 1, and 2 in the Stallions order, beginning with the right-handed second baseman, Nick Santa Cruz, who takes a first pitch fastball at the letters from Streichar for strike one. It's Santa Cruz, Montecero, and Spacaveno for the Stallions here in the third. The lefty deals. Fastball rides a little high, comes in at the shoulders, and it's 1-1. Streichar has set down the last 4 Stallion hitters. Deals the 1-1 pitch to Santa Cruz, who whiffs through a fastball below the knees, and it's 1-2. Streichar works at a brisk pace, induced 3 pop-outs, throwing just 6 pitches in the second. 1-2, swing and a miss, got him on strikes, chasing a changeup low and in for the first out of the third. 4th strikeout of the day for Hayden Streichar, working efficiently and effectively. 1 time through the batting order. In steps Anthony Montecero, right-handed hitter, struck out himself to lead off the game. Streichar with the first pitch that's chopped slowly to the left side. Charging is Horton. The third baseman gloves throws to first in time to nab Montecero for the second out. Well done by Horton, who has his challenges at times at the hot corner, but he made that one look easy there. 2 up, 2 down, and Joseph Spacaveno comes to the plate. Pilots lead the Stallions 1-0 here in the top of the third. Scored a run in the first, and Streichar has made sure that lead is stuck. His first pitch to the left-hand hitter is a curveball that floats inside and has Spacaveno shuffling out of the way, 1-0. Spacaveno, one of 2 base runners against Streichar, drew a 4-pitch walk in the first, 1-0. Fastball tails inside, trickles off the glove of Dodabo into the backstop, and it's 2-0. Brett Patton would be next if Spacaveno can give the Stallions a 2-out base runner against Streichar, who is in a groove. 2-0. Fastball, big swing and a miss on a pitch on the outside corner, and it's 2-1. Streichar labored through the first, through 25 pitches, walked a couple of hitters. Just 6 pitches thrown in the second. That one comes in below the knees on a breaking ball, and it's 3-1. Readying to throw his 10th pitch here in the third. Out of the windup. Breaking ball catches the corner for a strike just at the knees. Spacaveno was halfway to first. 3-2 the count to the left-hand hitter. Streichar out of the windup deals. Fastball on the outside corner. Strike 3 called. Hayden Streichar gets Spacaveno looking. 2 more strikeouts. Now 5-3 for the left-hander. We're going to the bottom of the third. Pilots on top, 1-0. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Doc Young Field. Pilots on top of the Stallions, 1-0. Robert Klawans digs in. First pitch of the third is chopped slowly to third. Handled on the backhand pick by Radigan. Throw across his body. Can't be dug out by Spacavento. And Klawans is safe at first with what'll go down as an infield hit. So Robert Klawans with speed aboard here for the Pilots in the bottom of the third. New Jersey up 1-0, looking for more against a new pitcher for the Stallions. Unfortunately, not really being told his name, and I don't see him on the roster, but he's a southpaw, throws from the third base side, and his first pitch to Jack Caridi is a fastball that sails head high for a ball, 1-0. Where's number 30? (1-0) popped up wide of third. Radigan shading in foul territory. Might have room near the wall. Reaches out and cannot make the catch. Right on the other side of that short fence. Barricades the bullpen, and it just out of the reach of Radigan. And so it's 1-1 to Caridi. Klawans leading aboard on at first. The 1-1. Caridi watches just above the letters for a ball, and it's 2-1. The 2-1, and Caridi flares it, shallow left center. Signorelli out along with the center fielder Montecero in the gap, and the two outfielders collide. The ball drops. Klawans is safe at second. Caridi in at first. Montano and Montecero collided in the left center field gap. That was the left fielder's ball all the way. The center fielder, Montecero, well over in the gap. No communication, and the Pilots have business here in the third. Will go down as an error. Klawans down to second. Caridi aboard at first. Both outfielders appear all right. No worse for wear. So the pitcher, whose name I do not have, works from the third base side of the rubber out of the stretch. First pitch to Connor Dreyer is a fastball, and it misses up and away for ball one. Klawans on at second, and Caridi on at first. Could conceivably be two out here, as there go the runners. The throw to third is late. Klawans is in with the stolen base. Caridi in at second, standing up. Pilots pushing the envelope, using Klawans' speed to their benefit here in the third. Two runners in scoring position with nobody out. And the Stallions, down 1-0, will bring the infield in with a 2-0 count to Dreyer. The pitcher from the third base side deals home. And Dreyer golfs one in the air, right field side, foul territory. The first baseman, Spacavento, over for a look, but it's out of play. 2-1. Dreyer walked and scored the only run of the day back in the first. Came around on the sacrifice fly by Tyler Stone. Looking to add to the 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. 2 on, nobody out. Infield in for the Stallions. The 2-1 pitch. And Dreyer waves at a curveball and comes up empty. 2-2. 2-2 to the Pilots' second baseman, leading the team in batting average at .346, trying to come through. The 2-2. Curveball balloons up and away. 3-2. Kevin Hager waits on deck. Klawans on at third, reached on an infield single. Caridi on at second, got a board on the error. The full count pitch to Dreyer. Fastball taken upstairs, just a smidge above the letters for ball four. And the bases are full of Pilots. Kevin Hager steps in. Klawans the runner at third with a lot of speed. Caridi on at second. Dreyer on at first. Corners stay pinched in. Middle infield goes back to double play depth. Outfield not too deep against the right hand hitting Kevin Hager. Circles the bat in the air. Now claps both hands on it as the pitcher deals from the third base side of the rubber. His first pitch home to Hager is a fastball that rides in tight for a ball, 1-0. Hager pulled a single past Radigan and down the third baseline back into first. Looking for more of the same here in a second trip to the plate. The 1-0 right down the chute for a strike on the changeup, and it's 1-1. Pilots offense looking to break out. Been marred in a slump for the last couple of games. 1-1 to Hager. Fastball well upstairs, and it's 2-1. Tyler Stone waits on deck. Bases full of Pilots and nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Pilots already up 1-0, looking for more. Pitch to Hager. Slapped into right field, base hit. Klawans is in. Caridi will be held at third. Everyone else moves up a base. Kevin Hager comes through with his second hit of the day, and it's 2-0 New Jersey. Still nobody out, and now Tyler Stone, who leads the team with 25 hits, drove in the first run on a sacrifice fly back in the first, will come to the plate with a chance for even more damage. Bases loaded, nobody outs. A run home in the frame. From the third base side, the pitcher comes set and now slings the first pitch home to Stone, who takes a fastball in the other batter's box for a ball, 1-0. Tyler Stone entered play hitting .338, 25 hits to lead the team. Among the top in the ACBL. 1-0 pitch. Curveball in the dirt, blocked nicely by the catcher Orrego, and it's 2-0. Caridi leads on at third. He reached on an error. Dreyer walked. He's aboard at second. And Hager, after the RBI single, stands at first. The 2-0 pitch to Tyler Stone. Fastball well up and away. Ball 3, head high, and nowhere close to the strike zone. 3-0 to Stone. Ethan Didabo, beginning to shed the catcher's gear in the on-deck circle, waits on deck. 3-0 the count to the right-hand hitting center fielder. Here's the pitch. Fastball in tight off the inside corner for a ball. Forces home a run as Caridi trots in with the Pilots' second run of the inning. Their third run of the game, and it's 3-0 New Jersey here in the third with no end in sight as the bases remain loaded. And nobody out. That'll prompt a meeting at the mound. The entire infield along with Stallions coach John Downey, and that'll do it for the pitcher, number 30, whose identity still eludes me. Got the name, but didn't see him on the roster, so did not have the full name. But his day is done. Faced 5 batters, did not retire any of them, leaves with the bases loaded and nobody out. Was let down by his defense. There was a drop pop-up in the left center field gap when the outfielders collided, and then a play at first base after Spacavento could not scoop the throw across the diamond for the third baseman Radigan. That allowed the inning to start with Klawans aboard at first. The infield hit, an error, a walk, and another hit, and another walk. The Pilots up 2-0 with the bases still loaded, and a new pitcher in for the Stallions, and this one, thankfully, we can identify as Kyle Colons. Right-handed thrower, stands at 5'11", 180 pounds, with flowing hair sneaking out beneath his cap. And Colons throws his warm-up pitches right now on the mound. Enters play with a 6.75 ERA. This will be his 8th appearance of the year for Jersey Shore. He's thrown 14 2/3 innings, pitched to a 6.75 ERA, struck out 12 hitters, and walked 14 and gave up 14 hits. And he'll be facing the stickiest of situations to begin his day. Bases loaded and nobody outs. Pilots already on top 2-0. 1 run home in the inning, and New Jersey seemingly primed for more. Ethan Dadabo, left-hand hitting catcher, leads the team with 12 RBI, will dig on in. Dreyer's the runner at third, Hager on at second, and Stone aboard at first. A run home in the frame for the Pilots, who eye Moore up 2-0 here in the third. Nobody out. Collins working from the full windup here with the bases loaded. His first pitch home is a fastball that misses inside for ball one. Dadabo struck out back in the first against Chris Mattioli. It's the third pitcher of the day here for the Stallions. 1-0, boxed around by Orrego and comes in a little bit below the knees for ball two. The 2-0 pitch. Dadabo watches a fastball catch the outside corner, and it's 2-1. Dadabo was taking all the way there until he got a strike on him. What will he do here? 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Golfed in the air, deep right field, tailing down the line, hooking foul. Dadabo gave it a drive, but well out in front of that one, and it's 2-2. Collins could use a strikeout here. Bases loaded, nobody out. Into the windup, the righty comes home. And Dadabo just got a piece to foul it straight back to the netting. We'll do the 2-2 again. Sixth pitch of the at-bat upcoming to Dadabo. And it's poked into left center, falling fast. The shortstop out, and it's Signorelli who makes the catch. Dreyer with heady base running will come home and score on the sacrifice fly to the shortstop. Signorelli, don't see that every day. And Dadabo gets another run home, and it's 3-0 Pilots here in the third. Two runners still out there. Hager on at second and Stone on at first. Nate Miller, right-hand hitter, digs on in. Collins with the first pitch home is a breaking ball, lifted foul overhead down the first base side. 0-1. Collins looking to limit the damage here. Inherited bases loaded, nobody out. Got the first out for a sacrifice fly. 0-1 to Miller. There's a curveball that bends low and away for ball one. Tony Silva waits on deck. Pilots trying to hang a crooked number. 1-1, fastball below the knees, and it's 2-1. One run home in the first, and now two here in the third for the Pilots to take a 3-0 lead. Two runners still on and one away. And a step off by Collins. 2-1 the count to Miller, who popped out his first time up in foul territory. 2-1. Miller golfs one in the air, left field, hit well, chasing Mantovano back. He's not going to get there. And one hops the wall. Hager is in. Stone digging for third. He's going to be waved around. He'll score without a throw. It's a two-run double for Nate Miller to make it 5-0 Pilots, who have now scored 4 in the inning. Nate Miller with the big hit to break this one open. 5-0 New Jersey in the third, 4 home in the inning. And the Pilots still cooking. Miller aboard at second, just one away, and Tony Silva, right-hand hitter, digs in. First pitch to Silva is a fastball that snaps the outside corner for a strike, and it's 0-1. Silva, the 8th man up this inning for New Jersey. The pitch upstairs, back throw behind Miller, who jumps back into second base in safely. Well, that was interesting. Comes in the dirt, gets by the catcher, and Miller scoots on down to third. One fastball on off the inside corner, and it's 3-1. And Silva rockets that one past the drawn-in infield into left field, a base hit. Miller comes in to score. Silva with a big turn. He'll hold on at first with an RBI single, and the Pilots keep on tacking on. Liam Horton, ninth man to the plate in the inning for the Pilots. Up 7-0 with a 6-run third inning. Horton swings through a fastball, and it's 0-1. Pilots batting around here as the curveball floats in around the inside corner for a ball, and it's 1-1. Robert Klawans, who got the inning started with an infield hit, waits on deck. Pitch to Horton. Pulled foul wide at third. Kyle Klawans laboring here in the third. It's third pitcher of the day for the Stallions. Second of the inning. Pitch to Horton. Breaking ball laid off the outside corner, and it's 2-2. Silva, the runner out at first. He drove in a run with a seeing eye single. 2-2. Horton with a chopper back to the mound. Tried to barehand it. Ricochets to the shortstop, Signorelli, who has no play. When it rains, it pours right now for the Stallions. Klawans went for the barehand. It glanced off his hand. And Horton will get credit for an infield single. As Silva dances down to second. Robert Klawans, 10th man to the dish this inning for the Pilots, steps in, right-handed hitter. Collins with the first pitch home, and it's fouled off down the right field side on a fastball, 0-1. Nine men have come to the plate this inning for the Pilots, and the only out has been via a sacrifice fly. Breaking ball bends in on the inside corner for a strike, and it's 0-2. Orrego will run back to the mound, have a quick meeting here with his pitcher, Collins. 6 runs home in the frame for the Pilots, up 7-0 here in the third. An avalanche of offense for New Jersey, who scored just 1 run across the previous 2 games prior to today. Runners lead off first and second with 1 out. 0-2 the count to Klawans. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, fouled straight back to the screen. Klawans trying his best to wait on that pitch, and it's still 0-2. Jack Caridi waits on deck for New Jersey here in the third. The inning still going, 6 runs already home. Collins with the 0-2. In the dirt, gets away from the catcher, Orrego, and the runners will not go. Silva did not get a good read on that one. It trickled up the first base side. Had he read it well, he would have made it, but with the read he got, probably the wise choice to stay put. No need to push the envelope up 7-0. 1-2 now, the count to Klawans, the designated hitter. Collins deals. Breaking ball, foul tip into the mitt of Orrego, who holds on for strike 3. 2 outs now, 2 still on, and Jack Caridi, left-hand hitter, steps in. Pilots up 7-0. 6 runs home in the inning for New Jersey, one of their biggest innings of the season. Collins' first pitch, fastball in tight as Caridi shooting his hands back, and it's 0-1. Sorry, 1-0. 1-0 to the left-hand hitter in Caridi. Collins deals. Chopped to short, handled on a hop by Signorelli. Flips to second, Santa Claus covers to retire the side, but not before the Pilots hang a crooked number. 6 runs in the inning give New Jersey some separation. 7-0 Pilots through 3. We'll be back for the 4th in just a couple moments. You're listening to Pilots Baseball. Top of the fourth here at Doc Young, Pilots have opened up a 7-0 lead over the the Jersey Shore Stallions. Hayden Strychar's left-handed pitcher toes the rubber staked with a 7-run lead, and he's been coasting through 3 innings. He's thrown just 42 pitches as he works here in the fourth. Left-hander steps on the mound. Brett Patton, left-hand hitter, digs into the box, and Strychar's with the first pitch of the fourth. And it's a fastball that bends on the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. 3, 4, and 5 in the Stallion order, looking to get something going for Jersey Shore. It's Patton, Radigan, and Orrego for the Stallions. 0-1 the count. Strychar's out of the full windup deals. And the curveball glances the back of Patton. Couldn't tell for a moment whether it hit the knob of his bat or the back, but it did indeed get him square on the letters on the backside, or on the numbers rather, on the jersey. And so Patton, whatever it takes right now for Jersey Shore down 7-0, gives the Stallions a leadoff base runner. Third hitter to reach against Strychar's via a couple of walks and now a hit by pitch. Left-hand hitting Thomas Radigan steps in with Patton aboard at first. Strychar's with the first pitch. Fastball cuts in on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1. Strychar's from the stretch, lifts his leg and deals, and he misses outside with the off-speed pitch. 1-1. Patton the runner on at first for the Stallions here, down 7-0 in the fourth. Strychar's looking to keep it that way. Looks towards first, and he'll throw over that way. Patton is standing up. Hayden Strychar's entered play with a 6.19 ERA, but he's found his groove here later in the season. 1-1, breaking ball clips the corner for a strike, and it's 1-2. Last time out, Strychar's threw 3 1/3 scoreless innings of relief against a Metro lineup loaded with hitters. 1-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Radigan down on strikes. The 6th strikeout of the day for Hayden Strychar's, working with 1 out in the fourth. Anthony Mancini will pinch hit here for CJ Orrego. Right-hand hitter digs into the box, hitting 143 on the year, 4 for 28. Patton the runner aboard at first. Pilots up 7-0. Strychar's waiting for Mancini to step into the box here, working with 1 out in the fourth and a runner aboard. It's been smooth sailing for Strychar's here ever since the first. Lefty clasps his hands together and deals the first pitch to Mancini. It's a fastball that sails up and away for ball 1. Strychar's walked a couple of hitters in the first through 25 innings, but was able to sidestep trouble and keep the Stallions off the scoreboard with an inning-ending strikeout. 1-0 pitch. Fastball at the letters for a strike, and it's 1-1. And ever since then, Stallions have had just 1 base runner. The closest they've come to a hit was a line drive off the bat of Carter Groen to begin the second. Was caught by the shortstop Hager. There goes the runner. The pitch is high. Dabo's throw down is a little bit late, just by a hair. And Patton steals the bag. 2-1 now, the count to the pinch hitter, Mancini. Strychar's from the stretch, looks towards second, and now deals the 2-1. And the breaking ball floats above the letters for ball 3. Carter Groen waits on deck for the Stallions to get back into this ball game. It's just a matter of chipping away. 3-1 the count to the right-hand hitting Mancini. Strychar's with the pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball. An ugly half swing there by Mancini. He'll get a do-over though. 3-2 now the count. Strychar's working a little more deliberately here. 3-2 the count. The lefty with the pitch. And it's up and away on a fastball, ball 4. Nice at-bat off the bench for Mancini. Anthony Mancini works the walk, and the Pilots find themselves in a bit of a jam. Strychar has walked a batter, hit another, and it's 2 on with just 1 out, and Carter Groen was the best struck ball of all Stallion hitters today. Will dig on in, right-handed hitter. Strychar's comes set, runners lead off first and second. First pitch to Groen is a fastball taken low and in for ball 1. Carter Groen, a .216 hitter entering the day, smoked a line drive to short that Kevin Hager caught on the fly back in the second inning. 1-0 the count. Strychar's with a pause in the pitch. First a step off. Pilots up 7-0 here with the Stallions batting in the top half of the 4th. But South Jersey Shore's threatening. 1-0. Up and away with a fastball, and it's 2-0. And Ethan Didabo calls for time. The catcher will hand deliver the baseball back out to his left-handed pitcher. Stallions don't have a hit working here with 1 out in the 4th, but they have 4 base runners on a couple of walks and a hit by pitch. And with the 7-0 lead, Didabo likely just telling Strychar's, listen, throw some strikes. Make them hit it. Don't give them any free passes. 2-0 the count to the right-hand hitting designated hitter, Carter Groen. Strychar's comes set. The 2-0. Fastball fouled straight back to the screen, and it's 2-1. Well, Groen was ready for that get-me-over fastball and just got a piece of it. Two and 1 the count. Runners lead off first and second as the Stallions try to get back into this ball game, down 7-0. Strychar's deals. High fastball cut on and missed, chased above the letters, and it's 2-2. Strychar's has gone from 2-0 to 2-2. Looks back the runners. And now he'll deal home. Fastball, swing and a miss. The mound visit works wonders. It's a big second out for Hayden Strychar. His 7th strikeout of the day. 2 outs now, 2 aboard. And Jimmy Montvano, left-handed hitter, climbs in. Stallions trying not to waste this threat. Lefty on lefty, Strychar's from the third base side, claps his hands together, lifts the leg and deals a first pitch fastball that misses well high above the helmet, and it's 1-0. Montvano flew out to center on a well-struck ball back in the second. .267 hitter entering the day. The 1-0. Fastball, helmet high again, and it's 2-0 as Didabo leaps out of his crouch to grab that one. For the second consecutive batter, Hayden Strychar has fallen behind 2-0. Strychar's with the 2-0. Fastball in tight. Montalvo shoots his fingers out of the way, and it's 3-0 to Jimmy Montvano. Frank Signorelli, the shortstop, waits on deck. Strychar's behind in the count, 3-0. The lefty comes set. His pitch. Fastball right down the chute for a strike, and it's 3-1. Patton's aboard at second. He was hit by a pitch. Mancini, the pinch hitter, worked a walk. He's on at first. 3-1. Fastball well high, again above the shoulders, and it's ball 4. Montvano works a walk, and the bases are loaded for Frank Signorelli. Right-hand hitter steps in, popped out to short back in the second. Bases full of Stallions. First pitch from Stride Charge is a fastball at the knees for a strike. 0-1. Stride Charge working out of the full windup here with the bases loaded, not worrying about the runners. His 0-1. Breaking ball clips the knees for a strike, and it's 0-2. Signorelli, unhappy with that call, will step out of the box. And now toes back in. 0-2 the count. Stride Charge looking to escape unscathed. Here's the pitch. Fastball, just a little bit outside. Didn't miss by much, and it's 1-2. Stride Charge standing on the mound, just ready to go. Here's his 1-2 pitch. Fastball in tight. 2-2. 2-2 to Signorelli. Bases full of Stallions. Here's the pitch. Fastball on the outside corner. Got him looking. Stride Charge works his way out of the bases loaded jam by striking out the side. 8 Ks through 4 for the left-hander. No runs. Still no hits. 3 left. Heading to the bottom of the 4th. Pilots lead 7-0. We'll be back in a few. Bottom of the 4th here at Doc Young Field. Pilots with a commanding 7-0 lead over the Stallions. New pitcher on the bunt for Jersey Shore. It's the left-hander Matthew Venezia. 6'2", 175-pound sophomore enters the game with a 9.81 ERA, making his 12th appearance all out of the bullpen. He's thrown 14 2/3 innings on the season, struck out 9, giving up 17 hits, and walked 8 batters. Well, the last time the Pilots came to the plate, New Jersey batted around, sent 12 men to the dish, and scored 6 runs. What can they do for an encore here in the 4th? 2, 3, and 4 in the Pilots lineup due up, beginning with the right-hand hitting Connor Dreyer, who has walked twice today. Venezia out of the windup. The lefty's first pitch of the day is a fastball that misses off the outside corner for ball 1. Dreyer, Hager, and Stone, meat of the Pilots' order to greet Venezia. The 1-0 fastball rides high, at the shoulders, and it's 2-0. 7-0 New Jersey. An offensive outburst for the Pilots. Venezia deals the 2-0. Fastball a little bit low, and it's 3-0. The left-hander searching to find the strike zone here on his fourth pitch of the day. He deals. And it's popped up, swinging 3-0 on the first base side. It's the first baseman, Spacavento, calling all the way. On the grass, he makes the one-handed catch for the first out. Now, Dreyer, with the 7-0 lead, got the green light. Couldn't do anything with it. One away now, and Kevin Hager will step in. Right-hand hitting shortstop. A couple of singles on the day, the last of which drove in a run in the third. Venezia kicks and deals with the big leg kick. First pitch fastball, wave and a miss from Hager, and it's 0-1. Venezia with that big left kick with that right leg and a bit of a pause mid-motion. The 0-1 trickles in below the knees with the fastball, and it's 1-1. The 1-1. Hager laces this one deep down the left field line, hooking foul into the seats. A well-struck foul ball off the bat of Kevin Hager, but it's just that, a foul ball. And it's 1-2. Venezia looking to provide some sort of stability for the Stallions. He's the fourth pitcher of the day for Jersey Shore, and has thrown 3 consecutive scoreless outings, spanning a couple of appearances. 1-2 to Hager, rolled over to short. Fielded by Signorelli, gobbles it up, throws to first, and gets Hager by half a stride for the second out. Hager smelled a hit there with Signorelli, the shortstop, waiting on that slowly hit ground ball. But the arm just strong enough to nab Hager. 2 up, 2 down, in steps Tyler Stone. He's driven in a couple of runs today on a sacrifice fly and a bases-loaded walk. Digs into the right side of the batter's box. Venezia deals the first pitch home. It's a fastball cut on and missed, chased below the knees. 0-1. Stone entered the day with a .338 average, leads the team with 25 hits. Venezia deals the 0-1. Fastball poked foul down the first base side into the seats, and it's 0-2. Pilots scored a run in the first, were blanked in the second, scored 6 in the third. And now Matthew Venezia, fourth Stallion pitcher, looking for a 1-2-3 frame. The pitch is popped up, left field side. It's the shortstop, Signorelli, on the lip of the outfield grass to make the catch to retire the side. A successful first appearance of the day for Matthew Venezia. Hurls a 1-2-3 frame in relief. Through 4 at Doc Young, Pilots lead 7-0. We'll be back in just a bit. Top of the fifth here at Doc Young. Pilots hold a commanding 7-0 lead over the Stallions. And Hayden Strachars ready for his fifth inning of work. Allowed no hits and struck out 8 hitters through 4. The left-hander simply carving up the Stallion lineup. He'll face 9, 1, and 2 for Jersey Shore, beginning with the right-hand hitting second baseman, Nick Shanacross. Makes himself comfortable in the batter's box, waves the bat, strike charge from the third base side of the rubber, kicks and deals the first pitch fastball, swung on and miss for strike 1. Strachar struck out 3 in the first, 2 more in the third, and then 3 in the fourth. The 0-1, fastball on the outside corner for another strike, and it's 0-2. And when he's in a rhythm, he works quickly and methodically, just raring to go on the mound. Santacross back into the box, Strachars with the 0-2. Waving a miss on a fastball, he got him. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Hayden Strachars with strikeout number 9 to begin the 5th. And that is a season high 9 strikeouts for Strachars. Out of the full windup, first pitch to Anthony Montecero is a fastball that sails up and away for ball 1. Here's Strachars with the 1-0, way outside, 2-0 now, 2 consecutive fastballs missing. Strachars entered the game with just 19 strikeouts in 20 1/3 innings. The 2-0 fastball slapped into right field, a base hit down in front of Nate Miller, throws to first on a hop, it gets by Caridi, and now the runner Montecero will take a wide turn and hold back on at first. The first hit of the day for the Stallions. Strachar standing on the mound with a big smile on his face, laughing. Miller with a bold attempt to try and throw out Montecero. It was hit so hard that he had a shot, but the throw trickled by Caridi. So 1 out, Montecero aboard at first, and Joseph Spacaveno, left-hand hitter, digs into the box. Strachars previously struck out 8 in a game back on June the 30th, exactly 3 weeks ago against the Ospreys. He's never been as dominant as he is right now. Out of the stretch, his first pitch home to the lefty, tails a little bit high with the fastball, and it's 1-0. Spacaveno, the strikeout victim himself back in the third, was caught looking to close the frame. Short lead on it first for Montecero. Stallions down 7-0. There he goes. The pitch is swung on and missed. The throw down into the runner, and it trickles by both Dreyer and the backup Hager. And on to third scampers Montecero. On the 2-base throwing error charged to the catcher Ethan Didabo, as neither the shortstop nor second baseman could get to that one. 1-1 now the count to the hitter Spacavento. Infield back, more than willing to concede a run on a ground ball with a 7-0 lead. Strachars from the stretch, the 1-1 pitch. Fastball chopped foul at the plate, just got a piece, and it's 1-2. Brett Patton on deck, Stallions trying to break through here. Now it's 7-0, finally got their first hit of the game off the bat of Anthony Montecero. Now looking for the next milestone, the first run. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, floats outside, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, swinging a foul tip into the mid of Didabo, holds on for strike 3. There's strikeout number 10. Strachars into double digits. And it's a big second out as Montecero stays put at third, and Brett Patton, left-handed hitter, will step on in. First pitch to Patton is a fastball high and tight. Patton spins his way out of the way, and it's 1-0. Patton entered day hitting 133. He struck out and been hit by a pitch. 1-0 pitch, golfed foul wide of first, down the line, and it's 1-1. Strachars back to operating out of the full windup here with the runner, Spacaveno, aboard at third, and 2 outs. Strachars kicks and deals. And that plucks Patton on the numbers, right square on the back. He's not a happy camper. He'll walk on down to first, hit by the pitch for the second time today. So Strycharz takes a breath, tries to recuperate. Runners at the corners, and Thomas Radigan, who's walked and struck out today, will be the batter. Radigan, a dangerous hitter. That's from the left-handed side, leads the ACBL with 6 home runs, 600 slugging percentage. Strycharz from the stretch. First pitch fastball, a big swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Spacavento, the runner at third, Patton on at first in a 7-0 game. There goes the runner. The pitch is high. Dadabo throws to third. They might have him, and they do! Dadabo throwing down to third, catches Spacavento off the bag. Horton slaps the tag on. It's a sparkling play by the catcher to get Strycharz through the 5th unscathed. No runs, a hit, 1 left, heading to the bottom of the 5th. Pilots in total control, up 7-0. You're listening to Pilots Baseball on the Pilots Radio Network. Bottom of the 5th here at Doc Young. Pilots in control, up 7-0 thanks to a 6-run third-inning avalanche. Matthew Venezia worked a 1-2-3 4th. Out for his second inning of work, the left-hand pitcher toes the rubber, and the left-hand hitting catcher, Ethan Dadabo, digs into the box. It's 5, 6, and 7 in the Pilot batting order due up against Venezia, who begins his second inning of work. His first pitch to Dadabo is a fastball that clips the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Dadabo contributed to that 6-run third inning with the sacrifice fly. Sacrifice fly hit to the shortstop. The 0-1 outside with a fastball, 1-1. Really not every day you see that, a sacrifice fly to the shortstop, and it's not every day you see a runner back pick to third base. 1-1 pitch. Taken low and away with a changeup, 2-1 to Dadabo, leading off the 5th. But that was exactly what happened to close the top of the 5th. Heady play by the catcher. 2-1, watches just a little bit below the knees with a fastball, and it's 3-1. The runner at first base, Brett Patton, took off trying to steal with 2 outs, and Dadabo looked like he was going to throw on down to second, but at the last second contorted his arm. 3-1. Cued slowly to the left side, the third baseman Radigan charges, throws on the run, and it's in time to get Dadabo for the first out. Well done by Radigan, coming into his left to field the bouncing ball and make the running toss for the first out. But back to that pickoff, as Nate Miller, right-hand hitter, digs in. It all looked like Dadabo was going to throw down to second. Venezia with the first pitch, fastball misses well high, 1-0. But at the last second, he cocked his arm to third, and the runner, Spacavento, was not on the base. 1-0 to Miller. Lace to left center. This one's going to land for a base hit in front of the center fielder, Montecero. Cuts it off, and Nate Miller has his second hit of the day, a 1-out single. And that pickoff, caught stealing, however you want to rule it, to end the top of the 5th, got Strycharz out of a jam and kept his shutout intact. The left-hander now with 10 strikeouts through 5. Nate Miller with his second hit of the day, on at first with one away. Tony Silva digs in. Venezia's first pitch is a fastball, shoulder length for a ball, 1-0. Miller had a big hit in the third, a 2-run double that really broke this game open, and Silva added on right after that with an RBI single past the drawn-in infield. The pitch is popped up overhead in the press box, and it's 1-1. Silva, then Liam Horton for the Pilots here, looking to add to a 7-0 lead in the bottom of the 5th. Venezia working from the stretch for the first time, deals home. And Silva watches a fastball sit just a little bit above the letters, 2-1. Mentioned Venezia riding a 3-inning scoreless streak entering the day. He's been pretty good this year besides one outing. The pitch to Silva, cranked to the air left field, hit well, chasing Montano back, lines it up, looking through the sunglasses, makes the catch for the second out. And that'll bring up Liam Horton. Venezia allowed 8 runs in 2/3 of an inning in a disastrous appearance against the South Jersey Kings back on June 29th. But besides that, he's been pretty good. Out of the stretch, deals to Horton, goes after a first pitch fastball and comes up empty, 0-1. Horton bats with 2 outs, and the runner Miller still on at first in a 7-0 game in the 5th. 0-1 pitch. Watts just off the outside corner with a fastball for a ball, and it's 1-1. Besides that outing, Venezia has given up just 6 runs all year. Miller dancing off first, he'll draw the throw. And for Venezia, that includes 6 scoreless outings out of the pen. So the 9.81 ERA is severely misleading. 1-1 the count to Horton. Another throw over, and Miller, not much of a speed demon, is in standing up. Pitch to Horton, misses off the outside corner with a fastball, and it's 2-1 to the right-hand hitting third baseman. Robert Klawans waits on deck. Horton had a single himself in that third inning, and now swings through a fastball, and it's 2-2. It was an infield single for Liam Horton that went off the hand of the pitcher, Macholi. 2-2 the count. Miller leads off first with 2 away. Venezia out of the stretch deals, and Horton takes a fastball off the outside corner. Missed by maybe a hair, and it's 3-2. Horton smiling back towards the umpire as if, why didn't you call me out on that one? One of the more jovial spirits on the team, poking some fun at himself there. The 3-2 pitch. Horton fouls it straight back into the netting, and we'll do it again. Liam Horton entered the day hitting 141. Has raised that a little bit, and he's working a nice turn at bat here, his 3rd time up. 7th pitch of the at bat upcoming from Venezia to Horton. Here's the pitch. Golfed foul wide to third, and we'll do it again. Nate Miller, the runner aboard at first, getting his wind sprints in. He's been running the last 2 pitches with a 3-2 count and 2 outs. And he'll take his time as he ambles back down to first. Klawans on deck should Horton keep the line moving for the Pilots here in the bottom of the 5th. Venezia deals home, and Horton lofts one sky-high right field, pat in over in the gap, calls everybody off, waits for it and makes the one-handed catch to retire the side. Another scoreless frame out of the bullpen for Matt Venezia. No runs a hit, 1 left, through 5 from Doc Young. 7-0 Pilots. You're listening to Pilots Baseball on the Pilots Radio Network. 7-0 Pilots here in the top of the sixth at Doc Young. Stallions blanked so far by Hayden Strachars, the southpaw, with 10 strikeouts through 5, toes the third base side of the rubber. Thomas Radigan, big left-handed hitter, steps on in with the open stance. Strachars waits for the signal. Now comes set into the windup. The first pitch of the 6th inning is a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1. Radigan was at the plate in the 5th inning when Joseph Spacavento was caught lurking off third base. The 0-1 cued foul. 0-2. So Radigan gets a mulligan. He was ahead in the count 1-0 when the caught stealing occurred, and now behind in the count 0-2. Strachars looking for strikeout number 11. Twists home, and the fastball skips into the plate on a couple of hops, and it's 1-2. Strachars has scattered 7 base runners through 5 innings, allowed just 1 hit. Stallions left 2 on in the first, 3 on in the 4th, and then wasted another opportunity in the 5th. 1-2 pitch. Fastball well high above the helmet. Clips off the mitt of Dodabo, and it's 2-2. 2-2 the count to the left-hand hitter. The southpaw fires home, and the fastball misses low and away in the other batter's box, and it's 3-2. Radigan, a power threat, 6 home runs on the year. Here's Strachars with the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball by him for strike 3. Strikeout number 11 for Hayden Strachars to begin the 6th. That brings up Anthony Mancini, who pinch hit for C.J. Orrego in the 4th, drew a walk, and then stayed in the game defensively behind the plate. Right-handed hitter. Strachars toes the rubber, looks in, as Mancini waves the bat, and the pitcher's first pitch is a fastball fouled straight back, right towards my window. Karam's off the netting, and it's 0-1. Strachars with the 0-1. Fastball, big wave and a miss, and it's 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. In the dirt on a fastball. Mancini scoots his feet out of the way, and it's 1-2. Strachars struck out 3 in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd, 3 more in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, and now 1 here to lead off the 6th. Good for a season-high 11 on the day, blowing past his previous high, which was 8 3 weeks ago. 1-2 to Mancini. He kicks and deals. Breaking ball spins in there. Strike 3 called. Oh boy, Hayden Strachars keeps on cooking. Back-to-back Ks to begin the 6th. Up to 12 on the day. Blanking the Stallions here in a 7-0 shutout, working in the 6th. In steps Christian Bautista, pinch hitter off the bench. He'll get his first at-bat of the day, batting for Carter Groen. Strachars with the first pitch to the right. He is popped up on the infield, first base side. Caridi drifting back along with Dreyer, and it's Caridi falls to the seat of his pants to make the catch. He's peeled up off the lip of the outfield grass. All smiles for the Pilots. Up 7-0. 1-2-3 for Strachars in the 6th. No runs, no hits, none left. Heading to the bottom of the inning. Pilots with a commanding 7-0 lead. 7-0 Pilots here in the bottom of the 6th. Commanding lead for New Jersey. New pitcher for Jersey Shore, John Downey, on for the Stallions. The 5th Stallion pitcher of the day. Downey enters the game with a spotless 3-0 record, along with a 6.19 ERA. This will be his 14th appearance, all in relief for Jersey Shore. He's thrown 20 in the 3rd innings and struck out 13 hitters. Right-hander from the stretch. His first pitch to Robert Klawans is chopped to 3rd, a foul ball down the line. 0-1. Klawans, Caridi, and Dreyer 9-1-2 in the Pilots' batting order to greet the right-hander Downey, a stocky 6'3", 215-pound, well-built sophomore at Marywood University. Downey comes set. Here's the 0-1 to Klawans. Fastball taken just a little bit below the knees. 1-1. Klawans got a 6-run 3rd inning started for the Pilots with an infield single, and he legged out up the first base line. 1-1. Rolled to 3rd, foul. Karam's off the netting in front of the Stallion dugout, and it's 1-2. 5th pitcher of the day for Downey. Most recently, Matt Venezia worked 2 scoreless frames, setting down 6 of the 7 Pilots he faced. 1-2 to Klawans. Fastball just off the outside corner, 2-2. Mancini behind the plate did his best to try and pull that one in for a strike, but it stayed outside. Downey deals the 2-2. Fastball at the letters for strike 3. The home plate umpire did not realize it was strike 3. No emphatic call. He signaled it as if it was strike 2. Klawans looking back over his shoulder to make sure, and it was strike 3, and so 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 6th to begin the evening for John Downey, and now the left-hand hitting Jack Caridi steps in. He's had himself a nice day. Singled back in the 1st, reached and scored on an error in the 3rd. Downey's first pitch fastball sails up and away for ball 1. 6:54 p.m. It's the time of day when the shadows start to have an impact here at Doc Young. 1-0 from Downey. Fastball down the chute for a strike, and it's 1-1. The infield covered entirely in shadows. The outfield still soaked in sun, except for the corner in right field where Brett Patton is standing. 1-1 to Caridi. Fastball tails well outside, 2-1. So the center fielder, Montecero, and the left fielder, Montvano, are both in the sun. Everyone else covered in shade right now. 2-1 to Caridi. Fastball chopped up the first base side and into the Pilots dugout. 2-2. Downey making his first appearance since a couple of days ago. On July 15th, he pitched in an 11-1 Stallion loss. Through an inning, was charged for 4 runs. 2-2 pitch. And Caridi sends one high in the air right field. Not hit too well. Patton circles towards the corner and makes the catch as he loses his hat in the process for out number 2. Well done by Patton to circle under that twisting fly ball. And it's 2 up, 2 down for John Downey. Here in the 6th, as Connor Dreyer, right-hand hitter, digs in. Pilots in control, up 7-0 here. Dreyer has been on base twice tonight with a couple of walks. Downey from the stretch comes set. Another right-hander with the first pitch home. Fastball misses off the outside corner for a ball, 1-0. Well, Dreyer was ahead in the count 3-0, leading off against Matt Venezia. Venezia's first batter back in the 4th. 1-0 pitch. Fastball snapped in at the knees for a strike, and it's 1-1. And Venezia was struggling to throw strikes. 3-0 the count. And then Dreyer swung 3-0 and just popped it up a mile high. Now a conversation up along 3rd between Dreyer and the Pilots' third base coach, Jason Wolf. Not sure what the deal is there, but Dreyer's walking back into the box. 1-1 the count. 2 outs and nobody on here in the bottom of the 6th. Pilots up 7-0 on the Stallions. Downey, though, looking for a scoreless frame out of the bullpen. The 1-1. Fastball, big swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Dreyer entered the day leading all Pilot hitters with a 346 average and a 976 OPS. Downey's 1-2. Fastball golfed in the air, right center field, hit well. Patton chasing over in the gap, has it lined up, and makes the one-handed catch to retire the side. Busy inning for Patton, an efficient 1-2-3 frame for Downey. Pilots go in order. We're through 6 from Doc Young. New Jersey on top, 7-0. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Pilots Baseball. Pilots in total control. Up 7-0 on the Stallions. New pitcher on the mound, JT Abruzzi. Ready to begin the top of the 7th. That means Hayden Strycharz. His night is done. He was brilliant. Over 6 innings, struck out 12 Stallion hitters, allowing just 1 hit. Some of the best baseball thrown of Hayden Strycharz's career. And he has handed JT Abruzzi, along with the offense, a 7-0 lead. Abruzzi toes the rubber. The right-hander enters play with a 4.5 ERA in 8 innings pitched. The left-hand hitter digs on in, and Abruzzi's first pitch is taken high, ball 1, by the pinch hitter, George Provel, batting from the left-hand side, who's in for Jimmy Montvano. Abruzzi with the 1-0, and that's stroke to second, handled on a hop by Dreyer down to a knee, stays in front of it, throws to first in time to get Provel by half a stride. Dreyer bobbled that ball just for a moment, but was able to keep it in front of him, remain calm, and tossed out the speedy Provel for the first out here in the 7th. In steps Frank Signorelli, 0 for 2 on the day, struck out with the bases loaded back in the 4th. Abruzzi from the stretch lobs the first one home, and it's popped foul straight back overhead, 0-1. Abruzzi last pitched 9 days ago, Tuesday against the Metros, picked up the win, 5 innings of 4-run ball. 0-1 catches the inside corner with a fastball, and it's 0-2. Before that, he pitched on July 3rd, 3 scoreless innings against Trenton. He's been a good option this year out of the bullpen for Mike Kalp. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fastball edge well high, shoulder length, and it's 1-2. Abruzzi comes set. 1-2 pitch. fastball in tight to Signorelli, twists his hips out of the way, and it's 2-2. A.J. DeSaltless waits on deck. 2-2. Fastball just got a piece, chopped it towards the on-deck circle, where DeSaltless picks it up and hand delivers it to the home plate umpire. Still 2-2. And Signorelli batting with 1 out and nobody on here in the 7th. Stallions yet to score, down 7-0. Brucey deals. The 2-2 popped up. Dadabo sheds the mask, but it's overhead and out of play. Signorelli stays alive. Entered the day hitting just a $197. Here's the 2-2. Golfed foul on the first base side, hooking into the seats, and we'll do it again. 8th pitch of the at-bat upcoming. No resolution yet between Abruzzi and Signorelli. Abruzzi not a hard thrower, just kind of lobs it in there hoping for strikes. And he's had success doing so. The 2-2. Curveball just off the inside corner. Ball 3, and the count is run full. Signorelli, a selective hitter. The 3-2. Fastball up and away. Ball 4. Signorelli with a big flip of the bat. He'll trot on down to first with a 1-out base runner for the Stallions in a 7-0 game. And in steps A.J. DeSaltless. Pinch hitting for Nick Santacross at the bottom of the Stallion order. Hitting 160 on the year. Abruzzi's first pitch rides in tight and hits DeSaltless on the back. He'll flip the bat back to the first base dugout and trots on down. So a walk and a hit by pitch have the Stallions with 2 on and just 1 away in the top of the order coming up. Stallions trying to work their way out of a 7-run hole down 7-0. Anthony Montecero, the center fielder, climbs in. Abruzzi's first pitch is a fastball. It catches the knees. 0-1. Runners lead off first and second. Abruzzi with the pitch. Rip towards third. A foul ball going down the line. Montecero entered the day hitting .309. He's gone 2 for 3 on the day. 1-1 the count. The first pitch was actually ruled a ball, missed a hair low. So 1-1 to Montecero. Abruzzi from the stretch looks towards second. Now the righty comes home with a fastball that's popped up on the infield behind second base. Dreyer, the second baseman, calls and makes the one-handed catch for a big second out. 2 outs, 2 still on, and in steps Joseph Spacaveno, left-hand hitting first baseman. Struck out twice and walked against Hayden Strachars, but now the lefty gets to face a right-handed thrower for the first time today. Abruzzi with the first pitch. Fastball tails up and away for ball 1. Spacaveno, .329 hitter entering the day. Abruzzi deals the 1-0. Just off the outside corner and perhaps a hair low, and it's 2-0. Abruzzi comes set, deals the 2-0, and that's well outside with a fastball 3-0. Brett Patton, the right fielder, would be next. Runners lead off first and second on a walk and a hit by pitch. Stallions still just have 1 hit today. Abruzzi comes home with the 3-0, and it's a fastball right down the middle for a strike. 3-1. Abruzzi with the 3-1 pitch. Golfed foul back to the screen, and it's now 3-2. Spacaveno was ahead in the count, 3-0. Abruzzi's battled his way back in, looking to sidestep trouble in the 7th. Runners lead off first and second in a 7-0 game. Abruzzi looking to keep the shutout intact. 3-2 the count. The righty with a step off. Signorelli getting a big lead on at second base, and so Abruzzi watched him back to the bag. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Slashed foul down the third base side. And we'll do it again. Some deep at-bats for the Stallions here against JT Abruzzi. He's working hard in his first inning of work in the 7th. 3-2 the count to Spacavento. Abruzzi looks towards second. And now the pitch. Fastball fouled off down the third base side. Same exact area for the 3rd time in a row. Spacavento will try to straighten that one out. Abruzzi not a hard thrower, but he beat Montecero, and beat Signorelli, and now Spacavento, all having trouble ironing out his fastball. The 3-2 pitch. Golf towards first. Caridi has it go through his wickets into right field for a base hit. Signorelli chugging around third. He'll score. Runner goes to third, and in that first is Joseph Spacavento. Went right underneath Jack Caridi. That'll be an error on the Pilots' first baseman to bring home the first Stallion run of the game. DeSottles moves to third. And in steps Brett Patton. Runners at the corners, a run home. 7-1 the score. Abruzzi's first pitch. Fastball chopped towards the right side. That's through. In comes DeSottles. Over to third, chugging is Spacavento, and he's in ahead of the throw from Nate Miller. And the Stallions, don't look now, are making a comeback. 2 runs home in the inning. Still working against JT Abruzzi. And the score 7-2. 8 and 9 in the order have come home to score. Thomas Radigan, left-hand hitter, digs in. Abruzzi's first pitch. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1. The luxury of pitching with a 7-run lead is Abruzzi can basically keep his mindset the same. Just keep on coming after hitters. The 0-1. There goes the back runner. Dadaba with the throw down, and it tails to the left of the second base bag. Patton in with the stolen base. Radigan swung through the fastball, and so it's 0-2. Runners lead off second and third now. A base hit could drive in a couple. 7-2 the score. Abruzzi could use a strikeout. The 0-2. Fastball just off the outside corner for a ball, and it's 1-2 to the dangerous Thomas Radigan. Anthony Mancini would like a shot. He waits on deck. 2 runs home in the inning for Jersey Shore. The 1-2 to Radigan. Swinging a chopper to the right side. Dreyer, the second baseman, to his left. Gets down to an E. Throws to first in time to get Radigan and retire the side. Abruzzi strands a pair. Not before the Stallions add a couple. 2 runs, 2 left. Heading to the bottom of the 7th. Still all Pilots up 7-2. We'll be right back. 7-2, Pilots on top here in the bottom of the 7th. Stallions got a little bit closer with a couple on the top of the 7th, but JT Abrucci able to strand 2 more. Pilots will look to get those runs back here with the heart of the order coming up in the bottom of the 7th. Kevin Hager, Tyler Stone, and Ethan Dadabo, 3, 4, and 5 against the 6th pitcher of the day for the Stallions. It's Ralph Gariano, left-handed pitcher, comes in for the 7th. And Gariano's first pitch to Hager is a fastball that misses below the knees for ball 1. Gariano, 6'1", 195-pound, well-built left-hander, deals the 1-0 to Hager, and that sails well high at Hager's helmet, and it's 2-0. Gariano enters play 3-0 with a 4.05 ERA, making his 7th appearance of the year, but his first in relief. He's pitched 20 innings, gave up 20 hits, walked 12, and struck out 18. 2-0 the count to Hager, the lefty deals. And Hager shoots that one to second, fielded on a knee by DeSaltis, throws to first in time for the first down in the 7th. Similar play as to what transpired in the top half of the inning with Connor Dreyer, who bobbled the ground ball for the moment. Each got down to a knee, and each, after bobbling, were able to keep their focus and throw out the runner. Now in steps Tyler Stone against Gariano, who's pitching for the first time in a week, through 5 innings of 1-run ball and a 5-3 loss to Trenton last Thursday. First pitch curveball bends in at the knees for a strike, and it's 0-1. Stone 0 for 1 on the day with a walk and a sacrifice fly. Takes that fastball a hair high, and it's 1-1. Driven in a couple of runs. Gariano comes home with the 1-1. Fastball in tight as Stone jumping back out of the way, and it's 2-1. Dadabo on deck for the Pilots in the 7th. New Jersey used a 6-run 3rd inning to break this game open, and have been in control ever since. Gariano's 2-1. Stone carves it foul down the right field side at a play, 2-2. Gariano's 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Stone chases below the knees for strike 3. 2 up, 2 down for Ralph Gariano. The Stallion pitching really settling in. It all started with Matt Venezia, who worked 2 scoreless innings, bridging the 4th and the 5th. Then Downing twirled a scoreless 6th. 1-2-3, and now Gariano, 2 up, 2 down. Lefty on lefty here as Ethan Dadabo, the catcher, steps into the left-hand side of the box. Gariano's first pitch is chopped back towards the middle and through, a base hit up into center field for Ethan Dadabo. Attacks the first pitch he sees from the southpaw Gariano and gives the Pilots a 2-out base runner. And Nate Miller comes to the plate. Right-handed hitters had himself a day with a 2-run double and then a single his last time up. Dadabo is short lead at first. First pitch to Miller is a fastball high and tight. And Miller spins out of the way, and it's 1-0. 7-2 Pilots here, batting with 2 outs and 1 on in the 7th. Gariano from the stretch deals to Miller. Swings through a fastball, and it's 1-1. Though first a throw over before the 1-1, and Dadabo in standing up. Pilots have stolen a couple of bases today, executed a double steal back in the 3rd. The 1-1 to Miller. Breaking ball bends low and away. 2-1. Third catcher of the day in as well for the Stallions, really shuffling through their roster. Griffin Falco into the game behind the dish. 2-1 pitch. Miller watches a fastball clip the inside corner for a strike, and it's 2-2. Started with C.J. Orego behind the plate. Anthony Mancini came in a couple of innings into the game. And now Griffin Falco, a senior Eastern University, wears the catcher's gear. The 2-2 to Nate Miller. Golfed in the air left field, hit well. Towards the line comes Provel. He'll make the running catch in fair territory to retire the side. Spotless inning for Ralph Gariano. Stallions keep this a 7-2 game. We're going to the 8th, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Pilots Baseball. Top of the 8th here from Doc Young. Pilots still in control, up 7-2 here against the Stallions. JT Abruzzi gets the ball for his second inning of work. He'll face the heart of the Stallion order, beginning with the new catcher we mentioned in the last half inning. And that's Griffin Falco making his first at-bat. Right-hand hitter, Abruzzi's first pitch is a fastball grounded to short. Hager waits on the bouncing ball, slings it to first in time to retire Falco. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 8th. Christian Bautista steps on in. His second plate appearance of the day, popped out back in the 6th. JT Abruzzi allowed 4 base runners in the 7th, all in different fashion. A walk, a hit by pitch, an error, and then finally a single. First pitch to Bautista, taken a little bit low with a fastball, 1-0. 2 runs came around to score for the Stallions in the 7th, breaking the shutout, but Abruzzi was able to limit the damage and strand a pair. The 1-0 pitch, that skips into the plate on a hop, 2-0. Bautista and then Provel waits on deck for the Stallions here with 1 out in the 8th. Jersey Shore blanked for much of the day. 2-0. Bautista skies one in the air to left. Silva angling towards the line along with the shortstop Hager. It's Hager who waves and calls in, makes the catch. Right along the foul line, down the left field side. Kevin Hager way out there. He read that ball the best. Tony Silva got a late break. And it's 2 up, 2 down for Abruzzi here in the 8th. Provo at the dish, left-handed hitter, bounced into a ground out to second, his first time up in the 7th. That was the first batter Abruzzi faced. Provo swung at the first pitch and was retired. The righty deals, and Provo watches the fastball miss up and away for ball 1. Hayden Streichars through the first 6 innings of brilliant baseball for the Pilots this evening. 12 strikeouts, 1 hit, no runs. 1-0, tails up and away on a fastball, 2-0. Abruzzi has since come in. Rocky 7th, limited the damage, and now looking much better here in the 8th. The 2-0 to Provo. Fastball taken at the knees for a strike, and it's 2-1. Pilots opened up a 7-run lead after a 6-run third, and They've been able to hold the advantage ever since. 2-1. Fastball popped up, left field side again. Silva, the left fielder, angling towards the line in foul territory, reaches back and makes the catch to retire the side. Easy peasy, 1-2-3 for JT Abruzzi. Down go the Stallions in the 8th. Heading to the bottom of the inning, Pilots up 7-2. We'll be right back for Pilots Baseball. Welcome back to Pilots Baseball. 7-2. Pilots on top of the Stallions here in the bottom of the 8th. Ralph Gariano out for his second inning of work. The southpaw deals the first pitch, fastball cut on and missed by Tyler Stone, by Tony Silva rather, and it's 0-1. Silva, Horton, and Clawans, lower third of the batting order, due up here in the 8th for the Pilots against Gariano. Here's his 0-1 to Silva. Fastball rides inside, and it's 1-1. Gariano worked a scoreless 8th, working around the 2-out single by Ethan Dudabo. 1-1 the count to Silva. Gariano deals. And Silva watches a fastball clip the corner for a strike on the inside plate. And it's 1-2. And Silva calls for time. Silva knocked home a run with a single during the Pilots' 6-run third when they really broke this game open, and they've kept the Stallions well at arm's length ever since. The 1-2 to Silva. Line drive left center field. This is going to fall in for a base hit, and Tony Silva has himself a 2-hit game. Leadoff base runner aboard here for the Pilots in the 8th. Liam Horton steps in. He's 1 for 3 with an infield hit back in that avalanche of a third. Silva leads off first. First pitch to Horton is cued foul straight to the backstop, 0-1. To the Pilots' right-hand hitting third baseman. Gariano working out of the stretch, doing so for the second consecutive inning. Short lead aboard at first for Silva. Gariano with the pitch home. And Horton watches a breaking ball clip the inside corner for a strike, and it's 0-2. Clawans waits on deck for the Pilots, looking to add to a 7-2 lead here in the 8th. The 0-2. Breaking ball bends in a little bit below the knees, and it's 1-2. Gariano working from that far third base side of the rubber. The southpaw claps his hands together and deals the 1-2. And Horton started to go around, but takes the fastball just above the letters. 2-2. Short lead aboard at first for Silva. 2-2 the count to Horton. Gariano for the stretch, eyes first, and now deals home. And Horton pokes it to the left side, through into left field for a base hit. Right through the 5-hole, and the 7 and 8 hitters have set the tables for the Pilots. Back-to-back singles to open up the 8th. And Robert Klawans will step to the plate with a chance to add to a 7-2 New Jersey lead. Klawans, the designated hitter, was 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts and a single. He started that 3rd inning with an infield hit. Gariano's first pitch to him is a fastball in tight for a ball, 1-0. And I keep harking back to that 3rd inning, and for good reason. That has set the tenor of this game. It was 1-0 Pilots entering the frame, and then it was 7-0 going out the other side. 1-0 to Klawans, punched foul straight to the backstop, and it's 1-1. New Jersey sent 11 batters to the plate in that inning. Only 3 were retired. 6 came around to score. 4 got hits. And that has set the stage for where we are now, 7-2 in the 8th. The 1-1 to Klawans. Taken down the middle with a fastball for a strike, and it's 1-2. Silva on at second. He's pretty quick. Horton less so, aboard at first. Pilots looking to add to their 7-2 lead. 1-2 the count to the number 9 hitter, Klawans. Gariano with a step off. He'll watch Silva scamper back to second. Klawans entered the day hitting 148. Has raised that slightly so far today. The 1-2. Curveball taken low, and it's 2-2. Comes in just above the dirt. Dug out by the catcher, Falco. 2-2 the count. Runners lead off first and second with nobody out in the 8th. Gariano deals home. And Klawans takes in tight, shoots his hands back out of the way of a fastball, and the count's run full. Jack Caridi waits on deck, top of the order looming for New Jersey. 3-2 the count to Robert Klawans. Here's the pitch. Shot towards first, caught on the backhand by Spacavento. Horton steps back on the bag, gets back in time. A hard hit first out to retire Klawans. Runners still lead off first and second. 1 away now. Gariano is the first out of the 8th under his belt, and Jack Caridi, left-hand hitter, steps on in. Left on left. Gariano from the stretch, eyes second, and fires home. And he gets the outside corner with a fastball for a strike, 0-1. Caridi singled to open the game in the bottom of the first, and that was an auspicious tone for how this night would unfold for the Pilots. The 0-1. Breaking ball slapped straight back, 0-2. Pilots have scored 7 runs tonight after being held to just 1 run over their last 2 games over the weekend against the Metros. That resulted in a loss and the ever-so-rare tie. The 0-2. Caridi shoots that one into left center. That's down for a base hit, going to the gap. Silva racing around third. He's going to score. Horton chugging fourth, third, and he's in standing. It's an RBI single slap the other way for Jack Caridi to make it 8-2 Pilots. Good piece of hitting by the left-handed hitter, just stroking it the other way. Caridi's second hit of the day adds another run for New Jersey. The offense still humming along here in the 8th. Horton now on at third. Caridi on at first. Dreyer steps in. Infield back. Throw over to first. Dreyer in. Dreyer's walked twice today. Also popped out twice. First pitch home to him is a curveball that floats in for a strike, and it's 0-1. The 0-1. And Dreyer takes the fastball a little bit high, 1-1. A run already home in the inning for the Pilots to push this lead to 8-2. New Jersey in the driver's seat here. On the flip side, JT Abruzzi will have 3 outs to get once this half inning ends and we hand things over to the top of the 9th. 1-1 to Dreyer. Shot fouled on the right field side out of play, and it's 1-2. Kevin Hager has himself a fine day with a couple of hits, waits on deck. Horton standing at third, Caridi leading off of first. The 1-2 to Dreyer. First to throw over, Caridi in sliding. The 1-2. Cued fouled on the first base side, and it stays 1-2. Dreyer trying to get that barrel around to the pitch from Gariano, who worked an easy 8th inning. A scoreless frame, but has had some more trouble here in the 8th. Another throw over, and Caridi in safely. Can't imagine Caridi would be taking off here. He's not one of the Pilots' more prominent base stealers. Another throw over, and Caridi in safely. I mean, the Pilots are up 8-2 in the 8th. And Gariano's focus should be on the batter, Connor Dreyer. Leads the Pilots in average. 1-2 the count. Caridi with a short lead on at first. Gariano eyes him. And now deals. And Dreyer takes the breaking ball in there. Strike 3 called. And Dreyer goes down looking. Moans and groans coming their way from the Pilots' dugout. The baton passed to Kevin Hager. Runners still at the corners. First pitch. Taken at the knees with a fastball for a strike, and it's 0-1. 8-2 Pilots. Runners at the corners with 2 outs in the 8th. Gariano from the stretch. The 0-1 in the dirt on a curveball. It's 1-1. And time is called as the field umpire orders the Pilots dugout to stop complaining about that last strike 3 call to Connor Dreyer. 1-1 the count here to Kevin Hager, who has 2 hits already today, looking for a third. The pitch floats inside on a breaking ball. Dreyer shoots his hips back, or Hager rather shoots his hips back, and it's 2-1. The 2-1. Hager chops it back towards the middle. This one is flagged down by the shortstop, Signorelli, who touches second base in time for the force and retire the side. Pilots get one more. They're 3 outs away from a win. Up 8-2. We'll be right back. You're listening to Pilots Baseball. Welcome back to Pilots Baseball here at Doc Young, top of the 9th. Pilots lead 8-2. JT Abruzzi looking to close things out for New Jersey. And his first pitch of the 9th is cut on and missed by Frank Signorelli. 0-1. 8-9-1. Last chance here for the Stallions here in the 9th. Abruzzi beginning his 3rd inning of work, looking to slam the door. The 0-1. Fastball hops in to the plate, and it's 1-1. Abruzzi allowed 2 runs in the 7th through a scoreless 8th. 1-1 tied him up on a fastball, but Signorelli able to hold the swing in time. And it's 2-1. Two and one the count. Signorelli back in the box. Abruzzi on the mound. Here's the pitch. Fastball watched low. Ball 3. Signorelli's 0 for 2 with a walk. Came around to score the first Stallion run of the day back in the 7th. 3-1. Fastball chopped weakly down the third base side, and it's 3-2. 3-2 to Signorelli leading off the 9th. In an 8-2 game, here's the pitch. Fastball grounded foul wide to third, and we'll do it again. Signorelli worked a 9-pitch at-bat against Abruzzi in the 7th. Now 6 pitches deep here this turn. The 3-2. Inside, it plucks him on the back, and Signorelli's aboard on the hit by pitch. Second batter, Abruzzi's hit. 4th hit by pitch issued by Pilots pitching today. And the Stallions, needing every base runner they can get, have the leadoff man on here in the 9th. DeSottle's right-hand hitter digs in. Abruzzi's first pitch is caught on and missed. A fastball swung through, and it's 0-1. DeSottle's, one of those 4 hit-by-pitch victims, was plunked by Abruzzi in the 7th. Abruzzi with the 0-1. Fastball rides well high. Dabo snaps up to grab it, and it's 1-1. Pilots scored 1 run in the 1st, 6 in the 3rd, and added 1 more in the 8th. Stallions got both of their runs in the 7th. 1-1. Flared shallow center. Stone was playing in, angles into his right, and makes the grab for the first out of the 9th. That'll flip things over to the top of the Stallion batting order, beginning with Anthony Montecero, the center fielder, popped out against Abruzzi his last time up. Abruzzi from the stretch deals the first pitch home, and it's a fastball cued to second. Dreyer fields the bouncing ball with the bare hand and can't field it cleanly. Signorelli breaks for third, and he'll be in there standing. That was a cue shot off the bat of Anthony Montecero. Tumbling slowly towards Dreyer, took a funky turn, and Dreyer, who was playing back, could not make the play. Infield hit off the bat of Montecero, his second base knock of the day. Now runners at the corners for Joseph Spacaveno with 1 away. Infield back. Abruzzi's first pitch is a fastball that misses high for ball 1. Abruzzi trying to see this lead through to the finish. The 1-0. Golf to first, foul going down the line. 1-1. Hayden Strychars set a dominant tone with 6 scoreless innings, allowing just 1 hit and striking out 12. Abruzzi with the 1-1. Fly ball right field chasing Miller back. He's not going to get there. Signorelli's coming in to score. Manicio flying towards third. Miller gets to it. And the runner, Manicio, will be held at third base. It's a scorching double off the bat of Spacaveno. And don't look now, but the Stallions are not dead quite yet. Eight to 3 your score. Runners at second and third now. And Brett Patton, left-handed hitter, coming to the plate. Patton has reached base 3 times today on a single and a couple of hit by pitches. Abruzzi from the stretch, still working with a 5-run lead. First pitch. Fastball misses outside for ball 1. A right-hander comes set. Runners lead off second and third. His pitch well outside with a fastball, and it's 2-0. Nothing going easy right now for JT Abruzzi. The Pilots dugout imploring him to take his time. Work deliberately here with a 5-run lead. Two 2-0 to Brett Patton. Abruzzi looking to settle in. And it's lofted in the air to center. Stone angles in. He'll make the catch. Here comes Montecero. The throw is cut off by Caridi. A run comes in on the sacrifice fly. But the Pilots more than happy at this stage in the game to trade a run for an out. And Thomas Radigan represents the final hope for the Stallions. Spacaveno aboard at second with 2 outs. 8-4 the score. Abruzzi, the first pitch. Fastball misses low and in, 1-0. One and 0 the count to the left-hand hitting Radigan. Abruzzi deals. Big swing and a miss at a fastball. Home run cut by the ACBL's leading home run hitter. And it's 1-1. 1-1 pitch from Abruzzi. Taken below the knees with a fastball, and it's 2-1. Pilots an out away from a win. Abruzzi's 2-1. Chop towards the right side. Dreyer ranging to his left. Flags it down. Throws to first in time, and the Pilots win it. New Jersey with an 8-4 win over the Stallions. Sparkling pitching effort from Hayden Stridecharge. 6 innings of 1-run ball with 12 strikeouts. The offense erupts, breaks out of its funk with a 6-run third, and New Jersey takes this one by a score of 8-4. That'll do it for today's presentation of Pilots Baseball. New Jersey with the 8-4 romp. Signing off from Doc Young Field, I'm Jared Greenspan. Thanks so much for listening to Pilots Baseball.